morning so that the room goes and listen to us forever. So on behalf of the International Business Federation, I welcome you all at the London Olympia, which is one of the premium conference center, and I think we are very glad to host. We have the quality people in here, and hopefully we will have lots of discussions. The purpose of us being here together here is to really see how we can connect people together, and we can connect the businesses together, and we can make a supply chain of the small to the medium businesses, medium to the larger businesses, because all you know is that roughly 44% of businesses fail within first 4 or 5 years because of lack of resources, lack of connections, because the retailer is looking for the supply, and the distributor is looking for the retailer, and the manufacturer is looking for the distributor, and the consumer is looking for the low-cost product. And in the whole process, if we can connect the things together, as you know, the world is expanding. Things are going different than they were. Many people who started the business 20 years ago know that there were 5 or 6 big suppliers, and there were 5 or 6 big manufacturers in particular niche, and they had the monopoly. Now the monopoly is less and less, because you see the internet has flooded the world. You can have easy access to anything at a very, very small time transit. Amazon has transformed the world. You can have anything supplied within 24 hours at a very, very, very low or competitive price. And this person has invested millions and millions for years before it has come to the fruition. And for a brief period of time, if you know, Jack Kirol was the richest person. He has beaten Bill Gates for a short period of time. And this is the reason why we all together can make the difference. Because it's not just within the niche, not just within the country, not just within the region, but also at a global level. As you know that the cost is driving down. Customer is looking for a lower cost. And we know that we can get lower costs, say for example, in the emerging markets like India or China, and the transport cost is going drastically down. What used to take 21 days for transport, and what used to take like mega bucks or 1/3 of the cost up to for the transport, has reduced to roughly like 1/5, 1/6, 1/10, 1/12 even in the case. And the transit time is massively low because there are big depots which can hold it. Now is the time we can think together, and there is the other aspect, which is that people from, say for example, India are looking to have footprint here. The whole landscape of business has changed, as you know, particularly like UK and Europe. You know, Brexit is something which has been on mind of people, and people don't know what is going to come, so uncertainty is striking. On the other hand, there is a benefit, which is that with the Brexit, there are lots of rules and regulations for the procurement that will go loose, because previously you need to have a UK supplier. If there is none, then you need to have a European supplier, and if that is none, then it goes to out. Same is for professions. You need to have some local person not available in order to get the recruitment from outside. Now, hopefully, that will be a flip positive side, that people from outside can directly apply. So it's the way of mindset and thinking how we can break loose the boundaries and get the better. And there are lots of local networks which are working. You know that network works. In the business, if I know you and I trust you, I would rather buy from you than from somebody else who I don't know. And if that's the case, why can't we have a global network of the business? And if that global network is going to bring the cost down and is going to improve the system, that is going to improve the local economy, and that's going to improve the global economy. So that way, we all can just participate, chip in, have our own mind into it and expand it. Because the idea is that we each of us individual has a new frame of mind. None of us are a copy of each other. We think differently, we act differently, and we make difference. We are only individuals. If we are the individuals, why don't we put our individuality into the pot? And then together, if you think there are so many countries, if there are 20 people from each country who put their individual mindset into it, we can make a massive difference. We already have a kind of network of nearly 42 countries. Now the idea is that the people who are just thinking or are passive need to become active and just put more and more into it, and once the global network is set up, you can just see the massive difference we make. So I appeal you guys to really have a lot of thinking on it while you're sitting here. Ask questions, but also answer, because you have the answer. Our brain is set up in a way that if we ask the right question, we get the right answer. The right answer is there. But I think the idea is that today we have created this platform. It's an international platform for us to work together. IBF is a non-profit organization. And the reason it is non-profit is because then people shouldn't think that if I put into it, what is in it for me? Of course, everybody dials into this IFFIM, what is in it for me? But this is not just their own good. Obviously, they will get the fruits of being good because they are going to have the connection of thousands of people, not within the country, but outside the country as well. And if they want to have a footprint, this is a trusted methodology, a trusted pathway, and a trusted system which is robust and not profit making, and that will connect you to the people where you want to go, that will connect to the system you want to go. It will cross over the cross-country barrier because there are legal systems in different countries which work differently. And we have people who can cross-connect the legal side of it. We also have people who can provide the continuous coaching, mentoring support on both sides. It can bring the people together from both sides because it's like a matchmaking. The girl is looking for a nice boyfriend or a husband, and same way the boy or husband is looking for a nice girl or wife. The question is they don't know each other, they are dotted somewhere and they keep looking, and after years of search they find the right match. And nowadays, if you know there is shadi.com, there are other things which you are trying to help. That makes the magic happen. If you think this is the shadi.com or the marriage making service for the businesses, and we make it survive. The advantage is we're not going to have the marriage and then leave you. We guys will be helping you throughout for next 5 or 10 years in order, because we know everything just takes time, and that will eventually work in the business setup, and then you continue. So I think that is the thing. We want to have people in, we will continue to provide support, we will continue cross-country barriers to be evolved, and with all help and support, we will make a massive difference in the people. So with that initial context, I would want to invite Shri Virendra Sharma. Shri Virendra Sharma is one of very eminent person you might know. He was born in 1947, which was the year of India's freedom. He has many accolades. He has been in the Parliament Select Committee, which is still he's in, for international development, for health, and many other things. He has got a very powerful connections, not in the country but outside the country, and he is an eminent supporter of international connections, international businesses. In January this year, we were in the PIOCCI conference in Bangalore, which was Pravasi Bharatiya Devas, and both of us being of Indian origin were there. And Mr. Abhay Agrawal he's the secretary of PIOCCI, and we announced there that we are going to hold this conference here, and we stick to our guns irrespective of how many difficulties, barriers we had. We made it happen. So that is the reason. So thank you so much for coming here.
Good morning and welcome everybody from London and from India. Bengaluru or Rajasthan. Yeah. Welcome everybody. It's a great honor and a privilege to come here this morning to welcome you all at such a great event, which I'm sure that we are all looking forward. One thing I don't know why I'm asked to speak, because I'm not a businessman. I never ran any business. But one thing definitely which is very passionate for me is that our links between Britain and India. Because I was born in India, so that's a passion. But now I have adopted Britain as my country. I participated in, or still participating. I hope that there's no such move to take me out in British politics. As the passion for two countries, where you born, now you adopted, now I call myself British Indian because I spend more time in Britain than I spent my time in India. So that's why I was very keen that I should come here this morning. Whichever my passion is, that how I can translate that into other people's mind. That if I can achieve where I achieved everything in my life. I got married in this country, the wife from this country. Then I have the children who born, now I have the grandchildren who born and playing football and studying here. So this is the country I wanted, but the other side of my life is that how we can take that back to India. And my passion is not only how financially we can help each other. It's not that we only look at how we can generate more and more money in the mind of everybody. But there's other, as Dr. Saab was saying, the other side of the human being is also, if you want to the whole body, the financial aspect is part of it in the body. But there are others, cultural, social, what social values we have to bring together. What is the life we want to bring together? What are kind of the society we want to bring it? That's the whole body. So when people say we wanted to build and strengthen the relationship between India and Britain, we wanted the more and more investment. And I always argue, and I did argue at that when we were talking about at the NRI event, that there's other sides of it in the human beings. Where people say we need more food. What kind of food we need? I feel more about Britain because when I arrived, some people always say, I'm sure Ashoki will say, others who migrated, some people say I got 3 pounds in my pocket. Maybe people from East Africa might say we had 100 pounds in our pocket. Nobody had the millions in their pocket. But I must say that I had no money in my pocket till British transfer.